everyone, good evening. How are we all? So I'm just going to get up my notification on my computer so I can see comments and things. I'll wait for a few of you to pop on. So, how is everybody? Let's have a look. Trying to get my comments up. There we go. So I can't believe it's Wednesday already. So I don't really have a plan for, hi Shaz, how are you? So I don't really have a plan for what I'm doing today. Hi Mabel. The cat's trying to make an appearance. Yeah, I have no plan. I've pulled out Flowing Flowers because it's due to retire at the end of this month. Hi Louise. So I thought I would have a quick play with Flowing Flowers, to be honest. And like I say, I don't really have a plan, so it's just have a go and let's see what we can come up with. So I'm just gonna get the cat out of the way. How is everybody? Let me turn the camera down. Wing it, yeah, that's me, winging it. You know me, I like to wing it, like everyone else. Okay, so I've got a bit of craft card. I've got Flowing Flowers. And I thought to start with, I might use a bit of Whisper White because it's very popular at the moment. So at least this is a stamp set that's retiring that I have actually used. That's always a good start, isn't it? So I thought I'd just do some simple stamping really. Might have a go. Do you know, I don't even know if I've inked this up recently. Looks a little bit dry. We'll have a go. What's the worst that could happen? Might need to re-ink it. So I will apologise ahead of time. A, I have a cracking headache, and B, I'm extremely tired, all thanks to the lovely Mabel. Mabel decided that she would bring me her mouse last night. Hi Valerie! And I have been frantically trying to catch it, and in the process of trying to catch the mouse, I managed to crack my head quite significantly on the mantelpiece. Oh, it's not too bad, it is inked. Oh, and here's Mabel now. Because there's nothing like crafting with a cat. Actually, see, that's how tired I am. Actually, to start with, I'm going to cut this down to size because so I'll put it on a normal UK card base. So I'm going to cut this down. I was going to do, I might put a little bit, oh, here she is. Honestly, Mabel, please go away. I'm busy. Busy, Mabel. Honestly, she's such an attention seeker. So anyway, hi Michaela. Yes, no, not amused about the mouse. I know. It was very amusing. Mabel, you're not my friend today. But yes, I really did crack my head on the corner of the mantelpiece. So I do have quite a headache. Mabel, that's enough now. Come on. Out you go. Off you go. Go on. Mabes. Yes, I know. You're clearing. It's not my fault you've been asleep all afternoon. Anyway, so normal card base for UK. So it's normally the 10.5 by 14.9. So I'm thinking I did pull out some gold foil paper, which I might just put behind this. So I'll cut this down a little bit. So normally 10.1, so I'll do it at 9.6, I think. I feared today could be a long evening for you all. So normally it would be what, 14.5, so I'll cut this down to 14. And then we will do some stamping in white ink. Anyway, can you all see that now? Yes, I still haven't caught the mouse, Shaz. It is still somewhere loose in the house, as far as I can tell. Yes, that's nicely inked up. So I'm just going to randomly stamp, keeping to the edges. Yeah, still haven't caught the mouse. Who knows where it is? I've looked in all the places where I thought it was, but I know, Michaela. You know me, I'm used to it by now. She came running in, proud as punch, last night, with the mouse between her lips. But yes, it's somewhere in the house. I gave up at midnight and decided I'd let her, and I could hear her trying to catch it, but yes, as it happens, nothing so far. So like I said, I'm going to keep this one quite simple. I thought maybe I would do, as it's quite simple, I might do sending a card instead of a text. Just because I think that's a lovely sentiment and it fits just nicely in there. Yeah, I gave up at midnight and left the cat to it. And I could hear her trying to catch it, but no luck. Let me get one of mine. No luck, bless her. So as far as I'm aware, it's still in the house, but who knows. Ah, the joys of having a cat. I know, Michaela, it's lovely. I can't believe it's going at the end of this month, this stamp set. Such a shame. I mean, I have got some use out of it, but not enough. Not nearly enough. I'm not ready to see it go just yet. Although we do have some new goodies come in, obviously, which are just as fun to play with. Yes, there's a mouse in the house, Louise. The good old, there's a moose loose in the hoose. The lovely Mabel thought she'd bring me a present. I mean, goodness me. Cats, you'd have them. Yes. She was very proud of herself. Laid down, purring away she was. Okay, so I've got some of the gold metallic paper, which, forgive me, I don't know if this is already retired or not, but I haven't used it. I'm used to it, Louise. Used to it. I don't know. What do you think? Maybe a little bit rose gold, maybe? What do you prefer, gold or rose gold? I'm used to it, Louise. You know, I've had cats all my life. Louis was a very prolific mouse catcher, and Mabel seems to have taken up the mantle for him. What do you think? Gold? Rose gold? So pretty. I'm trying to use up as much stuff as I possibly can. And obviously with the white, does take a little bit longer for it to dry. So I am just going to heat this just gently. Okay, rose gold it is. Just very conscious of picking that up and smudging it. Yeah, that just adds just a nice little shimmer behind. I'm trying to go through my stash and use up as much as possible. So we'll cut this at 14.5. So I will put it on maybe a white card blank. Won't throw that away because you never know. And we'll cut this at 10.1. Okay. So yeah. And then I will, as I said, to anybody who wasn't here before, I'm not prepared. I've been trying to catch a mouse, gave myself a headache. So all in all, it's been a good week so far. How about you? Is everybody having a good week? How's the weather where you are? It's at least turned out nice today, even though we did have some rain. Now, I don't know about you, but I do love a tent fold. I always think with a tent fold, it means that your card is likely to be at the front because of the way it stands and not tucked in amongst others. So for us over here, that's standard card base. It still opens nicely that way. Oh, your poorly toe. How is it? Is it improving? So I just want to keep this quite subtle, quite straightforward. Did get a bit of pre-order. But most importantly, if I can get the glue out. Most importantly, I got new plates. It's not improving. Oh, Michaela, I thought it would be by now. She says not able to get the glue. Oh, actually, I didn't order a lot. It was just mainly some DSP and some Celebration. But most importantly, I got new plates for my cut and emboss. Do you know, I'm shaking this. I actually think this is empty. So let me get out a new one. It feels very light. Let me get a fresh one out. Yeah, so I mainly just some DSP and oh no, yeah, new plates. Oh, how long have I been waiting for new plates? Feels like forever. So new plates, some DSP, and I got the new planner. And I haven't opened it up and had a look, because as I say, I've been busy trying to catch a mouse. But I don't want to squidge it too much because it's still a little bit damp. I quite like that hint of shimmer behind. Oh yeah, I haven't ordered that yet, Louise, the one that goes with the bottle punch. I'm a little bit, I like the bottled happiness, but I'm a little bit bottled happiness out right now. So I thought maybe, what do you think, maybe a bit of twine? Yes, the vintage Christmas. Oh, no, I've although I've ordered the Gnomes and Santa Express, I've ordered them because I can see them being for non-Christmas as well as Christmas, because I have enough Christmas stuff. So I'm just trying to straighten out I haven't got much of this left, but I have got a new one. Oh, it might just be a little bit different. So yeah, I've tried to, it's just too early for me to think about Christmas, if I'm honest. Although I did get the hippos that are in the celebration. Quite looking forward to having a play with those. Can you tell my brain's not in gear? I can hear a four-legged furry thing coming in. Hi, Mabel. You may or may not be able to hear her, but she's here purring and meowing at my feet, trying to get my attention. Needless to say that she's been asleep in bed the whole time since I came in from work, and she's not once lifted her head. And now she wants attention. As you do. I'm just going to tie this as a knot. Hi Louisa, thank you very much. I'm just trying to go for something subtle without cat hair on, preferably. I'll trim those down in a bit. But just for those that maybe don't have a lot of items to play with, if you've just got one ink pad, I mean, most people don't just have the white ink pad, but you can do this with any colour, really. But that shimmer, it just gives it just a... And if you just want to send a card to someone, just to let them know that you're thinking of them. It's just a subtle little just because kind of a card. So surely must have some gems to go on there. She says, going in completely the wrong drawer, because sponge daubers are the same as embellishments, right? Honestly, there's no hope for me, and it's only Wednesday. So, oh, I have some. I've got some champagne rhinestones in here somewhere. I mean, it's not like I don't have an embellishment or two. I may have one or two. Oh, elegant. And I'm sure we've all got some gems that we can be using, even if they're not current. Shout if you see one that you like. Clearly it's going to take me a while. Yeah, I have one or two. I know, Shaz. 15 dogs is just, wow. 12 Persians, that is a lot of cat. I mean, I've only got 2. Although I still hold out hope. Ooh. Ooh, now. Brushed metallic ones would be good to pick up the rose gold. Maybe use the copper to pick up the rose gold behind. Ooh, yeah, that'd be quite nice. Genial gems, yeah, you've got to be careful how you say that. No Freudian slips on that one. There, so very simple first card to get going. And again, you can do it in any colour. Yeah, copper. Oh, I love copper. So I thought, having a play, and I thought maybe could have a go with some. I'm actually just going to turn that over because it's got wet white ink. I don't want to get it all over my hands. Maybe some grey granite and Flirty Flamingo. What do you think? On some white. She says, because I'm not prepared, haven't got anything out. Just think, I find grey granite and Flirty Flamingo make me think quite romantic, maybe a little bit wedding-y. Thank you, Chaz. Yeah, it does go lovely, doesn't it, Louisa? Yeah, it just makes me think of weddings. And I've got to tell you, I'm very, very excited, ladies. Very excited. I, for the first time in 5 years, have booked to go on holiday. Yay. So excited. Actually going for a week in the sun. Me and my mum. That rhymes. Almost. Yeah, I can't wait. Cannot wait. I'm going to Fuerteventura in the old Canaries. I'm very excited. Okay, ladies, what have I done with the stamp set? First time in 5 years. I haven't been on a sunny holiday since before my spinal injury, which, believe it or not, is 5 years this year, so hence I'm just going to clean this stamp off just a little bit more, just to get rid of squeaky clean. That's better. That's better. So, and I'll try and use this as well. Now, I know some people have done a bit of stamp surgery to this. Cut it down, but I'm just not brave enough, girls. Just not brave enough. There it is. Sorry, I'm looking for my... Here we go. I'm just not brave enough. But yes, birthday piggy. Love the piggy. He's so cute. I just think he is absolutely adorable, that little piggy. Okay, so I think what I'll do is I'm going to try and be a bit clever. It's not one of my strong suits, but hey ho. Let's give it a go. So I'm going to try and just get the, well, I'm assuming is, looking at the image, the dottage and the leaf in the grey. Not bad. And the flower, she says putting her nail straight in the ink pad, in pink. And you're right, before anybody says it, I could use my Stamp and Write markers, but I'm a little bit lazy. Although I will say it is quite difficult to see if I've got pink ink on that. So let's just give it a go. There's 2 sides to every bit of cardstock. And I'm just going to randomly stamp. Not bad. Not perfect. I missed a bit there. And then we'll just see if I can get that edge. I'm going to turn that over because I'm not happy with that one. Never happy. That's a bit better. Okay. So you can obviously use your Write markers, Stamp and Write markers, to do this instead of being lazy like me, but where's the fun in that? It's the unknown when doing it this way. All right, Louisa, nobody likes smart people. You're right, I could use a dauber. And perhaps that's what I'll do. I told you I wasn't thinking straight today. Okay, I'm going for Louisa's technique and I'm going to use my daubers. Why didn't I think of that? So I want my grey granite. So 3 across, 2 down, that one. Okay. So has anybody else put in a pre-order? Anybody else taken advantage of the last chance sale? There is 10% off this stamp set. So I'm just randomly at all angles. I like to live dangerously. I can't believe we're almost halfway through June already. It's scary. Where is the time going? You've done your pre-order, Shaz. Did your credit card groan when you put it in? I don't think I was too bad, but yeah. So my plan is I am going to put sentiment and things. I am wondering, and tell me what you think, ladies, I am wondering if maybe in basic grey, cut the outline dye from either Dahlia Days or I'm thinking artistically inked. What do you think? Just for a background, just to go behind the sentiment. Oh, Michaela, you're just too smart, you. In fairness, I have been at work and my pre-order came a day later than I was expecting. But I actually think I'd rather have more leaves. Have you got favourites from your pre-orders already? Let me just put my dauber away. So I don't know about anybody else, but I store mine upside down because it's easier to get in and out. There we go. Okay. Oh, you put them away about an hour ago. I know. I'm hoping this weekend maybe to have a little play. But I do have Father's Day card to make. Funnily enough. Okay. Oh no. Oh, that's good. At least they've paid for expedited. I must admit, mine was due, but I don't think it wasn't Stampin' Up's fault that mine was delayed. There was something at the sorting centre that caused the issue, so I won't hold it against them. And it did come on Tuesday before I even knew it was on its way, so I'm not going to moan. So I'm thinking this. Maybe in grey granite. And then we can have a sentiment, maybe add a bit of flirty flamingo. Like I say, I'm winging it, so do shout if you've got an idea. And how exciting. Look, look, clean plate. Look at that, totally unmarked. No more getting impressions. Oh, do you know, Stampin' Up are fantastic. When there's an issue, they are absolutely fantastic with sorting it out. Cannot fault them whatsoever. They're always so quick. Should we do this on a grey granite card base? So I'm going to. And also, I mean, I have got the new magnetic plate. I don't know. I've heard I know it's a few people have had issues and I know it's been recalled, but mine was delivered. But I know people have been saying that there are issues. Oh, we've got beautiful ribbon. So I'm just thinking, so we've got a bit of the white frayed ribbon, or I don't know where it's gone, or I do have some nice thin grey granite. Haven't got much of it left. So let me just run this through cut and emboss my new plates, so I don't get a second generation imprint. Oh, it's amazing. I mean, it came out the die. Where's my dye brush? I've got the end. Who doesn't love the dye brush for things like this? And then just for the little ones, I'll use my take your pick tool. That's carnage on my desk. So did everyone enjoy the Jubilee weekend? For those in the UK? Did anyone further afield get to see any of it? Thought the concert on the, was it Saturday night? I thought that was fantastic. I didn't watch it live. I recorded it and watched it back later so I could fast forward through the artists I wasn't so keen on. And I did watch some of the parade on Sunday, but after a while it did get a little bit, yeah, the Queen in Paddington and a marmalade sandwich and a handbag. Yes, they were fantastic, Louisa. There were some good ones. Others is just, you know, music just isn't my taste, which, you know, I've got to cater for everyone, haven't they? But it was nice to see so many people there. It's the first time. I feel like at work we've reached an absolute milestone at work this week. We've finally been told we don't have to wear our masks anymore. It's just, but equally at the same time, it's the weirdest feeling in the world. I keep looking for it and thinking, I know I'm missing something, and then I realise, just this last little bit, and then I realise it's my mask I'm looking for. I'll keep that for a sentiment. Okay, let's move this lot out of the way. Yeah, it's nice to, I need to put makeup on now when I go to work, because people can actually see me. I quite like that. Okay. So maybe on a base of Flirty Flamingo. Hello, Anne. How are you? Nice to have you with us. Gosh, what time is it in New Zealand? Here I go again with my old tent folds. So sorry if you can't see. But if you're a normal crafter, you realise that I'm now working in about a 3 inch. Oh, not too early then. I'm now working in a 3-inch square is what it feels like anyway. So if we do that, I'll get some Flirty Flamingo. Let's get a bit of scrap. Oh, job lot of die cutting. That's hard work, that is, Michaela. And let's think. Now, I want a nice edge to that. And I just had a thought, and then you know what it did? The thought up and left. What was I going to use? It'll come back to me any second. Any second. What did I use last week, people? Oh Lord, there's no hope for me, you know. No hope whatsoever. Oh, I know. Yes, artfully layered. There, get me. I've slept since then. So just a nice, I mean I could use the stitched borders, to be fair, but which we can do if anybody wants me to do that. I can get my dies out. I have to go through my dies. I don't know about anybody else. Oops. Not to worry. It's just my cutting plates are knocked off. I told you I wasn't ready. So I've got some. Is everybody awake now? I just needed to make sure. I'm happy, right? They're not even there. Never mind. I'll go with what I've got. Oopsie. That's just more for me to clear up later. Oh, I know, Louisa. I have so many ideas, and then yeah. And then I think, what was I going to do? When I really like an idea, I've started keeping a notebook close to me. So when I really like the idea, I just jot it down in my notebook of where I've seen it. So if there's another demo or somebody that I've seen do it, I'm just going to run this through off camera. Then I quickly just jot down what it is, where I've seen it, and then I can go back to it, because otherwise, well, as soon as I fall asleep it just disappears out of my brain. So I just wanted to make sure you're all awake. So my post-it note. So obviously I don't need it that long. So we'll do that, and a lovely sentiment. So I'm thinking, what do you think? Happy birthday? Just a note? Time for a happy dance? What do you think? Let me get scrap. Scrap, scrap, scrap. I really do need to sort my room out. Scrap. Happy birthday, yeah. Don't you just love the font in this happy birthday? Always need happy birthday. Always, always. Always, always. Such a beautiful script. Okay. Okay, next question. What colour do you want it? Oh, all the time, Valerie. All the time. Where I thought I was going, it ends up being nowhere. Nowhere close to it. And what do you think? Oh, I'm just wondering, could we... What, smoky slate on grey granite? What do you think? Or basic grey on grey granite? Let's give it a go. Let's see what it looks like. Try and get it straight. Helps, doesn't it? What do you think? I don't think that's... Yeah, it's better than white. And then we can always add, so I've got some of the white frayed ribbon. So I can always add a little swatch. That. Okay. Now, my new favourites. Stylish shape dies. Right. Let me turn it over and stamp it again. Just because I'm not happy with the placement of it. I have a habit of stamping too close to the edge. Okay, let's try that again. Okay, my post-it note tape. Okay, can you hear the concentration? Hello, Susie. This card is very much a team effort. Okay, let's have a look. So, I'm going to burnish that down so it lays a bit flat. You're not late, Susie. You've been working hard. I'm glad you got your Crafty Care package anyway. So, we'll lay that there with a little bit. Do we like that? With do we like it? Do we need to lose the ribbon? Oh yes, definitely a bit of Wink of Stella. Oh yes, it wouldn't be a card without a bit of Wink of Stella. Yes, no, keep the ribbon. Is that like Vicar of Dibley? So I think what I'll do is just at the bottom, I'm just going to put a bit of tear and tape to attach the ribbon, because I don't need a whole lot. And we'll just, I'll put a bit on and then I can trim it to size. So I'm just going to add a bit of ribbon to the bottom of there, just so it's poking out the bottom, and then we can layer that on there, okay, like so. We can put a bit of I'll put a bit of tear and tape on the back, and then I'll raise the whole thing and stick it to the Flirty Flamingo, and then I'll raise the whole thing up. So hopefully Mabel's gone to catch the mouse that she brought in for me. She was certainly making a good effort of it last night, but so let me add this to here and then I'll trim it. She says I can do a bit of fraying either end. Like so. And then with my scissors, trim that bit, and we'll just trim that bit off. And then we'll stick this down. So I don't want to do loads of glue right up to the edges, because I'd like to leave it a little bit raised, so it's got a little bit of movement. And if I put the sentiment on dimensionals, then that'll also help to stick it down. So if we stick that like that, so get some diamond. I've got ink everywhere, look people. How do I do it? Am I the only one? Overkill on the dimensionals, but hey ho. I like going overkill. No one likes a saggy middle. So, and then we'll put some Wink of Stella. Do that. And then we'll stick the whole thing down. Come on girls, you with me? No one likes a saggy middle. Stick that to there. We can do an inside. Oh yeah, the dimensional backings get everywhere. Absolutely everywhere. So I'll obviously add some gems as well, because it would be rude not to. Get some nice wink of Stella going on these flowers. So I did have a vague idea as to what to do for my third card, which I thought I might be able to use the On the Horizons DSP and stamp on some DSP. In a colour that I don't use very often. Sparkly things, got to love them. You know me, I love my sparkly things. So, talking of sparkly things, I've got one or two. I am thinking maybe iridescent rhinestones. Who doesn't love iridescent rhinestones? Because look at that, don't they just pick up the colour beautifully? She says, turning the light down so people can actually see. There you go, that's better, isn't it, people? It's not so dark. Yes, look at that. Oh, yes. Look at those sparkles. Love a bit of sparkle. So let me put my lid on. And let's do some bling. Okay. Decisions. It's like when you go to the supermarket and there's so many parking spaces, you're not quite sure where to park. Yeah, I think the iridescent rhinestones are just brilliant because they pick up the colour that you're using, and it's just, but equally at the same time, subtle. Oh, hello. Now, I think it'd be rude not to put, and as I've done 4, I've got to do a 5th, so, because it works better in uneven numbers. These are definitely, I think the iridescent rhinestones are probably going to be the one I use the most of, because now we don't have the Artistry Bloom sticky backed sequins. I think these are probably going to be my... Hello Cindy, how are you? So there's the second card. So I'll clear the decks, she says, just so I'm not working in a 3-inch space. And oh no, I'll tell you what, before we do that, we'll do the inside. We'll stamp the inside using the daubers. Louise's clever idea. Okay, so get my grey granite out again. So we'll try and get the flower in pink in Flirty Flamingo. And then the dottage and leaves in the grey granite. Okay, and let's I always go on the left. I'm going to go right this time. Okay. I can put my dauber back. So this time I thought I will now put these inks away. And I thought we could stamp on some DSP. So, and I don't know about anybody else, but I have loads of DSP that I'm hardly using. So now is the time for me to have a clear up and try and use as much of it as possible, because it seems like such a shame to let these go to waste. So I thought, she says, one thing at a time, Joanna. Oh, sorry, Susie. DSP is designer series paper. So it's the patterned paper that you get in a suite or as standalone. So we get host patterned papers, and sometimes it's speciality paper, and when it's speciality paper it means that it's got, I haven't cut this down at all. Oh lordy, I'm having a good time. Okay, we're going to do it from the top and trim. Okay, so, or deranged stamping people, that's a good one. I like that, Cindy. Deranged stamping people, that's me, because as you can see, I'm having a bit of a mare. Oh, I don't know what I'm doing. I'll do that later. I don't want to muck up my, so designer series paper. I don't want to muck up my trimmer by cutting cardstock when it's got glue on it. So let me move some things out of the way. So unfortunately with this stamp set, there aren't any dies or punches, but you can see I have a whole pack of this left. Not much of the previous pack. Oh, that's what I need to tell myself today. Breathe. Okay, so I thought, let's have a look at what I've got left before I go opening a new pack. That's quite pretty. Ooh, that's like a starry sky. Oh, that one might work. Ooh, that'd be really nice. Okay. I know, because you can all see in my brain, so you all know what I'm talking about, clearly. Ooh, that's perfect. Ooh, we're going to use that one. Might use another one as well, but so I'm going to use this big flower and picking out the colours that are in there. So yeah, what I was saying was there's no dies or punches to this, so it does mean a bit of fussy cutting. But I'm thinking, so I'm using Rich Razzleberry, so I'm thinking to stamp a couple of flowers in Rich Razzleberry. Okay, I'm going to go for it. Ooh. And then I can cut these out. Okay. It's a start. So let me get my scissors. Settle in. So it gives a really nice sort of variation of colour to the flower without it being a block colour. So it's just another way to use up any of your pattern paper that you've got left over without just using it as a I've no idea what I'm going to do next either, Susie. This is as far as I got. But it just gives you a nice variation in colour to the flower. So sometimes it makes it look a little bit more natural. I mean, it's a beautiful stamp set anyway, because it's like a distinctive, as in it has the various different levels within the stamp itself, within the rubber, so that gives you the different shading. I don't know what I'm talking about. Shall I just be quiet and cut? I'm just looking up at the sky outside. It's very like the clouds are very orange. I might have to get some of my dyes out, some more dyes out. And we can just do some simple layering. I have to say, I don't know about anybody else, but Rich Razzleberry isn't a colour I use very often. One. And then let's do this one. And of course, don't get rid of that. Well, that's right, Cindy, because I can be quite slow at doing my fussy cutting. Although these shapes are quite forgiving and straightforward to cut. So I'm thinking I might cut, yeah, so you should know, Susie, you know, from your teaching. So I'm thinking maybe scalloped dies from Colour and Contour, which if you don't have the set, you won't know what I'm talking about. But there may be a couple of you on here that'll know. Just layer it. And maybe use the stamp with the leaves to just stamp some leaves in the background in green before layering this on. Can you tell I'm thinking now because I've gone quiet? I can't multitask. So I apologise if I'm not seeing any comments or responding to them. So there's a couple of flowers. And then with a proper layer, I'm kind of thinking that, get that out, get the little flowers out. For a bit of variation. So Colour and Contour dies have these lovely hexagon shapes, as well as this great edging die, which I love. So I'm thinking maybe that. White with some flowers and some greenery and a nice little sentiment. Colour and Contour, it's one that I haven't used for ages. On I'm thinking Rich Razzleberry base. Now ladies, do we want to use any of the DSP in the background? Speak now, forever hold your peace. Whilst I cut my just get a scrap piece. That's big enough, isn't it? More than big enough. Excellent. This is a new card. See, this is the third card. I've already done 2. To be fair, the first one was very straightforward, very simple. No, I did that for the inside of the other card, but because it's got glue on it. No to the DSP. Okay. So I'm sticking with simple-ish tonight, using really just focusing on the stamp set. So we've got the lovely scalloped. No, it's fine, Susie. You came in right at the end of the second card, so don't worry about it. It also doesn't help that I've had very little sleep. And again, I like my temp fold, so it's scoring at 14.9. Making sure the blade is out of the way. Scoring at 14.9 for UK size and cutting at 10.5. So my extra bases I just put, yeah, definitely can emboss a layer. Because that on its own is going to be a bit stark. So we'll just do some green leaves and a bit of granny apple green. Yeah, could definitely emboss a layer behind. So for those that haven't done stamp surgery, as in cut the flower and the dottage off, it doesn't really matter if I get any green on the flower, because where I stamp it you're not going to see it. So that's there, so I'll have some coming out here. Like so. And we'll do the same coming out the top. Yes, yes, you've got the big shot, Susie. So then when these go on, you're not going to see the flower bit that's come out in green. So we can stamp these little flowers, and I can fussy cut them out in a colour. I know you said no, Michaela. But that is quite a subtle. I'm not very good at big borders. You do need to break it in, although I did do that a little bit for you. So just so for those that are watching, you're fine, Susie, honestly. It can take a beating. So Susie's fairly new to all this card making, so she has now got my old Big Shot that I used to have. So yeah, make good use of it. I think it's got to be subtle if I do use DSP, yeah, I think, because otherwise you're right, it will be too busy and will detract from. But I do like the idea of embossing a layer. Or just because that on its own is just a bit too big for me, I'm afraid. But I do like the idea of embossing a layer. Maybe if we pick out I don't know. What do you think in that? Maybe a bit, is Calypso Coral a bit too risque? She says, looking for it. Haven't got much of it left. Yeah, honestly. Well, yeah, I'll say, yeah, no, that's not all right. Maybe Fresh Freesia. Let's do a bit of Fresh Freesia. Yeah, definitely put a bit of Wink of Stella on. Yeah, I mean, it's the Big Shot was just sitting here gathering dust. So I'd rather it be with Susie where she can actually use it. What are we thinking? Maybe just a touch of Fresh Freesia? And I'm thinking, or should we pick out a grey? I mean, I can do it and emboss the background, but I'm just wondering if actually picking out, maybe, ironically, I've got my scrap here, but I'm thinking maybe a double matte. I'm wondering if actually a bit of grey granite and that, rather than Fresh Freesia. I think it's the Fresh Freesia against the Rich Razzleberry that's doing it for me. So it's subtle, but I think I'm there. Now if I'd mix that in just a little bit. Yeah, I just love the grey granite and the purple. It's just the Rich Razzleberry. It's just perfect combo. I will stop messing in a minute when I'm... Yeah, no, I think I prefer the other way. Okay. So I can trim this side down just a tad. To give me my layer. Yeah, I think it was the purple and purple, but you know me. Grey and purple. I mean, I always come back to grey and purple. Always, always. And then we'll do the 14.5. And then... See, that would be too busy, but would probably make great flowers. So we'll do 9.6 and 14. So I'm just taking ½ centimetre off each side, or 1/4 of an inch, whichever you prefer. Might not be able to get away with that. I can cover it with some ribbon. fear not. It's just a little bit sticking out there. But nobody likes to let their cardstock go to waste. I think I did quite well at gutting that, to be honest. Made full use of that gut. Go on, Susie, I'm dying for you to ask me what that means. So, do we want to add some little flowers? Do we want to maybe add maybe a bit of So Saffron? A little bit of yellow in the background? What do you think? I say it's just another way to use up your DSP without just doing a matte and layer. And I just, because of the variation in the DSP, it's actually, this one is actually perfect for stamping flowers on it. And if you've got more open florals, so maybe even some of your daisies, or I'm thinking, or actually the colour and contour, or some of your trying to think, oh, hydrangea. I know. You're right, Susie. It's one of those things of, you don't want to cut into it, and then when you do, you want to make the most of it, and then the worst thing is to have it and not use it. But it, yes, these things are sent to try us. I can't help it. I just feel like I can't just let it all go and not make the most out of it. Look, I can cover that with a little bit of grey granite ribbon, and I'll be a little bit thrifty. I mean, oh, hello. Does that not look good? Oh, I tell you what, the new dye from Abigail Rose. I mean, I feel like turning it over now. Nah, you don't get to. You could just add the flowers. Anyway, I'll stop waffling. Yeah, from Abigail Rose, you could easily cut out the big die from yeah, with the border. I know I'm terrible. And then I save every last piece. It's easy, just, you know, to make absolute troubles here. Mabel's made an appearance. But you could do something like this with this DSP using the new Abigail Rose die, you know, the one that cuts out the shapes from the DSP. You could cut that and then layer it over the top of something like this, and that would look amazing. So for those that didn't join that weren't here when I started, I was explaining that Mabel brought me a mouse last night, second one this week. And now she's delighted with herself. She feels like she's done a fantastic job. She's absolutely thrilled with herself. And I hasten to add, I have not caught the mouse yet. I think it is under my bookcase. But I was up till midnight trying to catch it, whilst I was trying to watch Esther Howard doing her live, and I missed most of it because I was trying to catch the flaming mouse. You might even with this, because it is a slightly narrower ribbon, you could go across make sure you get it straight, that, and then loop back. That way you save yourself some ribbon, but you get a double layer. Yes, I did, Cindy. Haven't found it. Like I say, she's absolutely delighted with herself. She feels she's earned a keep. I missed most of Esther's live because of it. So yeah, so you can see then, I've barely used any, but you get a nice double. So then I can layer that over the top. So next question is, do we want it up that way or do we want it that way? This is very much an interactive team effort. I feel like maybe that way. And then I'll just add some glue. Ribbon that way. Yeah, I quite like it that way. I like it both ways. We'll go with top. You said first, Susie. And of course with wet glue, you just get a little bit of wiggle room before it all sticks firmly in place. Okay. So then we can put this up on dimensionals. So what are we saying to flowers? The extra little flowers, yay, nay? I'm thinking for a bit of subtlety, maybe a bit of So Saffron or Susie. You can't go wrong. So I can do an extra layer. You can't go wrong in crafting. It's whatever's pleasing to your eye. So I'm going to put that there on dimensionals. So I'm trying to even it up on both sides. And then, of course, with my bone folder, I can just give this a little bit of shaping. Just a little bit of shaping. Oh, don't be daft, Susie. And the more you try, the more you learn. And at the end of the day, it's just a bit of cardstock. I quite like that. So then I can stick those down. So I'm just gluing in the middle. Like so. And just a little bit there. So it's got a bit of lift. Now I can do, and now for the inside, so I will do a proper inside this time. Proper, obviously I haven't embellished or anything yet, but let me get some white scrap and I will cut it down. Although, do you know what, I actually don't need to do that because I have a load off to my left that's already cut. So now, because it is dark cardstock, so no one will be able to read it. Look, I've got cat hair everywhere now. So yeah, we'll do that. Maybe what we'll do is use the little flowers in Rich Razzleberry on the inside. So what sentiment do we want? Thank you, happy birthday, just a note, time for a happy dance, sending a card instead of a text. You tell me. I'm going to stamp it there as well, and then actually just a note. Okie dokie. And then we'll there. So there's a bit of second and third generation stamping there. So then this can go on the inside. We'll get the old Wink of Stella out and the gems. And of course, as it's just a note, you don't have to stamp any words on the inside unless you want to. So, just a note. Of course, the other way of doing the inside is you could have actually stuck some of this second and third generation. So second and third generation stamping is when you stamp using the full ink and then without re-inking you stamp again and again. So you stamp it a second time and a third time, and that gives you your second and third generation of the same colour. So it fades out. I'll just clean that off before I put it away. And get the just a note. Yeah. So, for example, so that's your first, that's your second, that's your third, and you could probably keep going with these darker ones. 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th. I mean, you could literally just stamp a whole sheet. I mean, that was what, 10 times without re-inking? Okay, so I think that'll be quite nice. And I will think so. I'm going to do it rich raspberry on white. I am just wondering, and I'm just going to simply cut it. But also, let's. I used my grey scrap, didn't I? Don't. Have no fear, I always have more. Yeah, exactly. That's what I love about. So it means that if you've only got one stamp pad, what do we prefer? Grey or white? Grey granite or white? Yeah, the darker inks are great, and that means then if you've only got one ink colour, you can, particularly the darker ones, you can keep stamping it and get the different colours. So it's ideal to get different colours, just different shades. Okay, let me close that up and bring this in. So I'm going to risk it for a biscuit. No, I'm not. I'm gonna get my little guillotine out. Uber tiny cute little guillotine. So I'm not going to cut it all the way. I'm going to do it this way first. That moved. It is, isn't it, Susie? It's the most adorable. That moved. That's not annoying in the slightest. So I'm just going to trim that way and that way. So we've got that option. Or right. Wow, I love my little chopper. I wish they'd just, well, I've got mine so I don't mind, but it'd be nice for others to be able to get a hold of it. Because they don't actually sell this anymore. Or currently, should I say. Okay. So, same again, just... So what do we prefer? White or grey? Basic white, basic grey. Not basic grey, grey granite. And do we want a little bow? I see. Okay, so we've got one vote for grey, one vote for white. Let me chop that off. So what do we think? So we could do a little bit of white with the bow underneath. There. White, 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 white. Sorry, Sue. White has won. I'm going to tuck the bow in there, I think. And then lay the sentiment over the bow. Oh. So many decisions. I can't make any for the life of me. Or what about there? Something like that. I'll put the sentiment up on Dimensionals. Glue dot. Well, that's okay then, Sue. You're allowed to change your mind. And I'll trim it down afterwards. Get some Dimensionals going. Oh, you're welcome, Cindy. It's lovely to have you. Thank you for joining and thank you for your kind words. So I'm just going to use edging of my Dimensional so nothing goes to waste. So I'm thinking that there. Thank you for coming along, Cindy. I really do appreciate it. With the tails hanging down. I feel like I want to tuck the bow in under the flower. In there like that. Enjoy planting your garden beds. You can come and do mine if you like. Oh, that might actually need a second lot of dimensionals, you know. Let's... Oh, I've just heard the cat flap go. Quick, quick, quick. So just to layer it up again, because obviously that's got quite a bit of dimension. This is not going to be a thin card to post. Could do it at an angle actually. Ooh, should we go on a jaunty angle? We'll have the tails coming down, because not everything needs to be straight. She says, not able to stick it down. Goodness me, Joanna. Hurrah! Done! Woo! That was hard work, wasn't it, girls? Okay. So that's down, that's down. Wink of Stella. Got to get some... Got to get some Wink of Stella on here. I'm going to have to... let's just squeeze a little bit. I know there's more in there. Not quite empty. There we go. Not quite empty. That's better. I don't know if you can see that on camera, you probably can't, but that is really catching, the Wink of Stella's really catching the light, so it's really glittery. I don't know if you can see it. Thanks, Michaela. I got there eventually, when the old brain kicked in. This is the only one I had any ideas about, apart from the background. I just wanted to do the stamps on the DSP. So naturally, we're going to have to add some gorgeous iridescent rhinestones. And these ones come in 3 different sizes, which is good. Put one there, and we'll do another little one there. There we go. My desk is absolute carnage right now, can I just say. I can't find anything, but never mind. Happy days. So, just to give you a quick recap on where we're at, if anybody can see my desk, please do point me in the right direction. Of course, so this, just clear some space so you can actually bring the cards back in. So, I don't know if you can... Oh, thank you, Michaela. So that's the 3rd card we did. That's the 2nd card we did, which obviously is a nudie, because I didn't cut the layer for the inside before I did that. Thank you, Sue. And then the first one we did, very simple, and just did white, so craft paper with that rose gold foil paper in the background, but just simple white ink on craft, just for a simple, with a little bit of twine, just for a very simple card if you want it very quick. So yeah, so there's your 3. So hope you like them. Oh, thank you, Louisa. Oh, thank you, Sue. Oh, Michaela, that's very kind of you to say. I don't even know what the global design project is for this week, but I'm certainly starting to build up Thank you. It's lovely to have your company too. Obviously I've knocked a load of things off, so I'll need to go and pick them up. Thank you, Susie. But yeah, so I hope you like them, and let me just turn you round. Thank you, Anne. Really appreciate that. So the cats have done a runner, thankfully. Thank you, Valerie. Oh, you're all very kind. Look, I'm all rosy cheeked now. I'm hot. But yeah, so I mean, it's well, I can't see my desk. But yeah, so I'll be back next Wednesday. I don't know what I'm going to be using yet. I might use On the Horizon, given that I've used the DSP tonight, because I'm trying to go through all the ones, some of my favourite ones that are due to retire at the end of this month. So I think I might go with On the Horizon next week, because I don't feel like I've got a lot of use out of that yet. So yeah, so thank you for joining me, and thank you for your lovely comments. It's nice to have your company, and I'm glad you like the cards, and I'll see you again next Wednesday. So in the meantime, take care everyone, and I'll see you soon. Bye.